What's up, guys? We're back. So, a little update. What's going on here? I'm at like the detail paint phase. Actually, I'm at the trying to get this tripod in the right spot phase. Sorry about that. So, what we're gonna have to do is now you can see that orange better, true orange, not catching all the daylight. So I could hand paint those in, just be tedious and need several coats. So I'm gonna mask that off and airbrush that. But I already did that thruster there. Did the thruster on this side, so both thrusters have been done. So like I said, we're gonna mask that off. I did the joint in there. Gotta do the joint on this one. And what else we got? So that's all for that one. And there's another joint I have to do. There's like one or two detail spots I think I really want to hit. Let me just look at the picture again. So I'm still using the Tamiya paint. When hand brushing it, I like to keep it really thin. And this time I thinned it with alcohol. I don't know why. I could have thinned it with a regular thinner, but I did. Did it with alcohol. Here's our picture. So it looks like these vents maybe should be dark. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to do that. I'll put a wash in there. Whatever sticks. I'm not going to darken them in. I don't think. We'll see later. Boom, boom. Yeah. So this is the one I got to really work on here. That's going to be the tape job. I think and then this little orange detail in there. I think I'm going to put that in. Because it breaks up all this white up here. So I think I'm going to put that in. Alright, so back to painting this stuff. So let me turn this volume down a little bit. All right, see two you guys on there. Hopefully we'll get some people from our normal After Dark crew. Check us out on a different thing on a Thursday night. So if you haven't been paying attention, I've been posting all day a one-day build. So I kind of cheated and actually cut all the parts out last night. But they didn't take long, just a high grade. IBO kits are pretty simple, so I think it took me maybe under an hour to cut them all out and sand them pretty much. Then it took me a little while last night to seal some seams, which I did pretty well off camera. Then one of the first things we did this morning was seal the arm seams, which I didn't do so well with on camera. And then we started painting. Check out the other videos. I think part 3 should have the zenithal shading, which is a top-down pre-shading kind of technique where you bring in highlights. Instead of shading, you're actually pre-highlighting. And it's pretty cool. It kind of acts like where the light's hitting it from, and you kind of shade that way. So my primer was gray, and I did the zenithal shading with white. So all this orange is over white and gray. And if you're watching when I was painting this up, the orange is looking real almost yellowish because of the natural light coming through the door. But now you can see that it's a normal orange color. Michael, it's late. Of course it's late. It's after dark, kind of. This is substitute after dark this week. So if you don't follow us on Facebook and you're just checking us out on YouTube right now, I am the owner of Millennium Hobbies in the Gundam Kitchen. And one of the things we do is we're not really online, but we started Facebook Live shops. And we do them 2 Thursdays in a row. Then we take 1 Thursday off, and this is our off week. And then we come back and do 2 Thursdays on, 1 off. And our live shop is basically anybody anywhere in the country can shop our store. So we walk around, look at all the high grades, all the mass grades, all the PGs, all the real grades. And all you have to do is say buy, and you can grab it, and we ship it with flat shipping rates according to box size. And we ship to the country. So something a little different. It's fun. After that, we do what we call the hangout, the after dark hangout, and we chat it up with you guys, hang out with whoever's on there while we get the invoices ready, and that is also a blast and a pretty crazy time. A little unfiltered since it's Facebook Live. We don't have to worry about much, and it's late, so the kids should be asleep. But I wanted to try something different this week since we were off, and it's been kind of slow with shipments. Not much is coming up this month, at least early this month. But I did notice I got the new catalog that those dang new SDs are supposed to be out in June, which I'm assuming that meant June in Japan. So we should be getting those soon. I'm excited about those. Those look like fun. So this had to be painted by hand afterwards because this was... I mean, I could have taped it off, but this would have been more ridiculous to tape off here. Nobody's gonna really notice if this was hand painted or not. I sealed these seams in the leg, so I can't remember. I think in the arm I pre-painted them, then forgot to tape them up, so I still gotta go over them. So when you're doing paint jobs, being focused, making sure you have all your parts in the right spot where you expect them to be, it's very, very important. Luckily enough, today I had plenty of alligator clips, so I was able to have everything on alligator clips and whip through this. I use a large cardboard box to put all my alligator clips into, so I had those all available. So that worked out well. First time I ever tried that. I'll take this tape off here and get in here a little bit too, but I don't want to mess anything up. Should be wearing gloves because I'm not sure how dry that paint is. So I'm going to leave that alone for right now. That's another spot. I don't know if it really matters because I don't think you'll see it. But these should be dark gray in here too. Jesus, to get this off. So as soon as I get rest of touch-up paint done, I'll mask this part off to give it a little more time to dry. The orange to dry, mask that off, and I'll spray that section, and then we're pretty much done. Like I said, I think there's one spot on the white cream sections that I wanted to hit a little orange in, and after that, it's kind of assembly time from what I can tell. I don't think there'll be any other hang-ups. This is overkill because I'm pretty sure this is not visible, but I'm gonna paint it anyway, just in case. This is the bottom of the foot. the bottom of the joint of the foot. Really not necessary to paint. These are going to need probably another coat in some sections, especially on these thrusters. Some spots got hit really well, some didn't. Same thing with these joints. There's a little bit of orange peeking through, so I'm going to have to hit those again. But let's get these arm joints done first. So, come on, camera. Get in there. Get it. All right. Not a very good job on sealing that seam, that side either. It's really showing. Hopefully when I put the mat down, it'll come out better. And I nailed the legs. It's so upsetting. This is where the seam is coming down the middle there. You can see it on the bottom, the shadow side, but that's not that important. I wasn't really worried about that. But that one you can see kind of. So everything comes through in the paint. If I was going for perfection, I'd have probably I saw it in the primer. I'd have probably kept working it, but I was not getting insane with this since we're trying to do it in one day. That does bother me a lot right there, though. But hopefully with some mat on there and all the panel lines, little flaws like that will kind of disappear, hopefully. Kind of fade into the background. So when you do get to sealing seams, it is a little bit tedious just because you're really not sure if you did it perfect until you drop that paint on it. And that means you got to go back and do it again if you messed up, and again, and again, if you want perfection. So this German gray is covering up over this white pretty well. I'll probably have to move the joints a little bit though to make sure it's in everything. We won't have any exposed. Using a Citadel extra small layer brush. So it's really not having any trouble going right up to the gap and not leaving any weird marks or anything. So far so good. Again, keep forgetting to put the gloves on. Better go grab the gloves. Don't want to leave any fingerprints or marks in the paint. So before we move on, let me do that. Let me grab the gloves. Really worried the most about, since grabbing these off-white colors, which when I mixed it came out a lot more cream, but came out just off-white at the end of the day, which is fine because the pictures look more white anyway, off-white than cream. Thought cream and orange would go a little better together, but actually came out more like the photos. All right, so where are we? This one's pretty good. If you're a person who says you can't brush paint because you don't have steady hands, unless you really do have a condition, the easiest way to do it is to make sure your your lower arms are pinned against the table. So right now I have both arms on the table, and this helps them stabilize. So we all obviously have a little bit of shaking, a little bit of trouble dropping perfectly accurate paint. So right now I'm kind of out of camera because I just need to make sure I don't screw this up. All right, that looks pretty good. All right, so we'll hit this one, and we'll hit the thrusters on the orange and the joint on the orange one more time. Tape the orange off, spray the orange, and then come back and hit a second coat on these arms again, so that we get these correct. They're actually coming out pretty good. Try to do some camera for you, but it's a little bit hard. Getting stringy. All right, so when you work hand painting with Tamiya, you gotta keep the thinner going, because this stuff already is solvent based, so it likes to evaporate really quick, start getting gooey. Keep over pouring because I'm silly and don't use a measuring thing. All right. And there we go. Back to what we want. Flowing right off the brush. So your paint should just roll off the brush when it's right. Trying to get, because this is the top side of the arms, I'm trying to get all the way up in those crevices. This part should be covered up, so I'm not really worried about that. I'm not going to add a bunch more paint to something that's going to go in somewhere. I mean, it's kind of silly, so it's going to make it fit harder. Oop. That's a little too runny. Oh man, making a mess. Looks like I thinned this too much. See what we can do with it. What's this one like? Alright, both are too thin. Alright, so I over thinned my paint as usual, but that's alright. It'll evaporate and get better. So right now, just apply a very light coat. Hopefully the next coat will be the coat that nails it. All right, good enough. All right, so I think you guys can see definitely on the edges. Yeah, it's just not opaque enough yet. This stuff might be thinned a little too much. Let's see what happens. Kind of put it on thick since it's really thin right now. The rest of my thrusters, I painted in parts because this one had to be sealed with the seam, so this made life a little bit harder. But this is the kind of detail you can do to any high grade to really step it up, because a lot of times the thrusters might be part of it, so you just take your time, keep your paint fluid, use whatever edges are on the kit to help you with the brush, kind of ride and stabilize your arms. So I'm really trying to get inside these crevices here so no orange is peeking out where it should be shadow. And that's looking a lot better already. Could maybe need another coat. These joints actually ended up looking pretty good. I'm still gonna hit, it looks like around all the edges they want to get messed up at. But that'll probably get fixed when we add panel lines. Definitely not smooth. I'm kind of not happy about that, but I'm also not worried because it's just a joint and 90% of this will not be visible. But yeah, that looks way better. So just hit this other one more time for good measure. Hey, Michael, how's your friend doing? Meant to message you. Oh, well, that's interesting. That got him to the hospital, huh? So he's probably had it for a while. Interesting. I'm always scared about that because ticks love me. I don't know what it is. I always get ticks on me. I think I've been tested like twice for Lyme disease because they just love to attach themselves to me. Actually, I think one time they just gave me, oh yeah, don't worry about it. Let's give you antibiotics. Kill whatever you got. So when you are stabilizing your hands, always try to make sure you're in the most comfortable position too. If you're not comfortable, you're gonna rush, and that's when you're gonna mess up. I don't think we got too many people on this, but hopefully people will share, get it out there, because you know, this is like literally step by step, and I'll keep it up on YouTube so you can see. Tell a friend. Real basic. Don't have to worry about that Pbandai stuff every time, at least. If it's simple color changes, let's make it happen, man. Start investing in airbrushes. Maybe slow down on your collecting and invest in the airbrush and make some great kits, man. I know something I need to work on. I need to work on my seaming. I'm really disappointed how those arms turned out. All right, where is that one piece? Nope, time to tape. So let's tape off. Hopefully we'll nail this, because that's another one. If we mess this up, oof, it'll be a pain. Let me clean this brush. All right, hold off on that for a second. Let me grab the tape. So give you guys a real cheap, everybody's like, oh, I need paint palettes and stuff. So I do really cheap. I use the plastic from the Gundams. There's a real small little touch-up color, and I don't need to thin it. That works perfectly fine. All right. So the cool thing about when you airbrush, it doesn't tend to unless you really lay it on thick, it doesn't usually get crazy underneath your tape. As long as you lay your tape down, you usually don't have to worry about it. You don't get that leakage issue that often. So, let's hope I'm correct. I haven't had it happen that much. This, luckily, seems like it'll be pretty easy to tape up. Kind of happy how easy this is looking. We'll see, the final execution will be the issue. So, alright. So I just put my glove in the thruster. So I'll just touch that up real quick before that gets permanent. Alright. So I just want to make sure I like the line I have, because that's where the line is where it's going to hit. I'm not sure I do like that line. All right, I think I like that a little bit better. But YouTube needs to get their live game up, man. I swear. I feel like Facebook got the live a little better, because I keep getting kicked off as I'm recording. That ain't cool. Now I gotta get this all balanced up again so you guys can see what I'm doing. Alright. Sorry about that. YouTube likes to just stop on you. I don't know what's going on with them. Alright, couple more sides of taping. I should probably just hop off, so you guys get the idea. I'm taping it. I'm gonna hop off, have this taped up, airbrush that real quick, and then we'll be back. So I'm thinking 20 minutes. Check back in, and we'll start constructing this thing and seeing if it all paid off, all this work. 1 day project. Be right back in like 20 minutes.